I am not in good enough shape to be showing off action camera footwork. Okay, so this is the hilarious thing about talking about smartphone cameras, especially when we're looking at things like image stabilization and gimbal mode, some really advanced features to be packing inside of a phone. And I love those shots where you'll see someone like really showing this off, man. Like this gimbal mode is so smooth. They're kind of slowly walking through their neighborhood. And you know how I know that's kind of silly is because the shot I'm showing you right now wasn't taken with any kind of advanced stabilization mode. That's not from a gimbal or anything like that. That's just the normal software stabilization built into the phone. It's 9 a.m. in Southern California and it's already low 80s, so I gotta find some shade. I'm taking the X70 Pro Plus out, and then the other phone that I had in my collection, which really sported a fancy gimbal, was my LG Wing. So we're gonna compare and contrast just a little bit what it means when we're dedicating a specific mode to smoothing out more action-packed footage. If you take a normal phone and you just kind of tuck your elbows into your rib cage, you try to steady it, like you let your hands float just a little bit, you'll capture incredibly smooth footage while walking, or maybe even speed walking more aggressively. You kind of roll step your feet just like you're in marching band. That footage is gonna look great. My 5-year-old daughter, however, can often take me by surprise when she starts clipping at full sprint, and it's a struggle to try and keep up. I'm shooting this whole video on the X70 Pro Plus, but I took the Vivo and my LG Wing, went for a brisk jog up and down some of the hills near at a park near my home. We sacrifice a little resolution for footage that is much, much smoother, but we also see where some of the weaknesses pop up, because a part of this is also an extremely advanced software crop. So especially as lighting conditions change, as you move from brighter, more direct sun exposure to shadow exposure, you can see some of that little bit of judder, some of those transitions that kind of give away how this footage was captured, how this footage was created. It's never gonna be quite as seamless or quite as smooth as like a nicer, larger camera on an extremely expensive Steadicam rig. So a feature like this, which kind of helps us catch up to a motorized gimbal, can help us save $100 on accessories. Not really a video to try and pick a winner between an LG Wing and this Vivo, more just trying to show off some of these capabilities. Now, when we compare gimbal style footage to gimbal style footage, I think it's easy to kind of shrug this off and go, well, yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it looks good, I guess. And then we're sort of trying to nitpick these tiny little differences in how these videos are created. So of course, I also wanted to show off a more recent phone that has an advanced stabilization feature that can also help us bump up the resolution. I've got my OnePlus 9 Pro here. The OnePlus 9 Pro is one of the few phones out there that has an advanced stabilization mode that shoots in 4K. And this is what's kind of exciting when we look at something like the Vivo. It's not all just a software trick. It's not all just an advanced crop to try and smooth out the frame. Here, we can see some pretty tangible differences between the higher resolution footage coming from the OnePlus 9 Pro against the lower resolution footage coming from the Vivo, and how the Vivo is able to smooth this out even more effectively. And that's what gets me so excited about features like this. We should want those differences, a specific flavor. It's not just, do we have this one image sensor and can it shoot this one quality of video, and that's the standard, and then anything else is just a gimmick. I'm really frustrated by that kind of tone in gadget reviews and in smartphone commentary, because it's these little ideas that separate, that we can better hone in on picking the right tool for the right job. That's what we should want. Now, obviously, if the majority of your smartphone photos and videos are captured like this, then this would not be the right tool for you. It's that last idea. It's that last concept that I love driving home in my videos, because I truly do believe there are some phenomenal reasons to start stepping up into more premium tier phones, but it's on the user, not the phone. You have to want to get more out of a mobile gadget. And if you don't, that's totally fine. If you're not trying to get more out of your mobile purchase, then there are some phenomenal mid-rangers that are already crazy overpowered for what folks need as a daily driver. Above all else, it really comes down to what's the right fit for you. And thank you for coming to my Tech Talk. As always, thanks so much for watching, sharing, and subscribing. Full list of all my affiliates and partnerships to support the channel on somegadgetguy.com, or you could consider joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/somegadgetguy. You can catch me around the rest of the internet at somegadgetguy on the Twitters and the Twitch, not so much on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, but I'll catch you all on the next explainer.